Happy Thursday. It's not fair that you come in when you do because you don't know what happens beforehand. That's why I'm laughing. I amuse myself. I hope you're having a good week. You're into summer now, even though it's not summer yet. So I hope things are going well. Okay, I'm gonna be kind of a little bit transparent later on in this conversation. But I want to start off with this question. What are you thinking when you talk about God? Um, I think it's all over the spectrum. And I started off by just saying we understand that it's very difficult to take something as fathomless, infinite as God, and then try to attach words to it. If you ever experienced anything that just was beyond your ability to explain, understand, share the emotion that you had with it, I would think anything that we try to say about God is even beyond that. And yet we still do. Um, and what happens is a lot of times they just become phrases that we use that we really don't know what they mean or how to explain it or kind of give it any kind of detail. And that's going to be part of my conversation this Sunday in our Transforming Your Life series. Sunday we admitted um, I can't. It's a great conversation in After Party about that. And I gave you a little teaser for this Sunday, um, and it's, but God can. And I think this is where we have to be wise and diligent and thoughtful about what does that mean. Because many times we find ourselves in a situation where we can't explain what's happening around us. And we just kind of wave our hand and go like, oh, God's got this. Which I understand is a legitimate, real expression of something that gives you something solid to stand on in that moment. But I don't know if we know what that means. Does that mean it's going to turn out the way we want it to? Is it going to turn out the way God wants it to? And that being true, do we just kind of go along? Like if someone close to us dies, or we lose our job, or we struggle financially, um, we know that the outcome isn't always great. So I'm not sure what we mean when we say God's got this. And so we back up and we talk about this series. I can't, but God can. Um, we're going to add this little phrase to it, which gives us an entrance point to understanding how we can lean into God when we ain't got it. And that's the phrase is, but God can as I understand Him. And what that does is it puts us in a place where it's okay not to have all the answers, not to know everything. Um, and then it also helps us to understand a God who is patient and kind and generous and grace filled and forgiving. Because we don't know everything. We don't have all the answers. We don't have it all figured out. And here's the transparent part about me. I've been doing this a long time. I mean, a really long time. And I have been on a personal journey in my relationship with God where God used to be this Zeus like character up in the clouds holding on the lightning bolts, just waiting to let people have it if they step out of line. Because we kind of like the idea of a punitive God because it feels like order. Even if we are on the receiving end of punishment, at least there's some kind of designed order to everything that happens around us. In my journey in my faith, I have come to see God, and I think being a parent kind of opened this up, as much more for us than to have somebody to obey all these rules that he was holding on to, just waiting for people to come along so he could enforce this system of rules. And what drives me as a minister is doing what I've been doing for as long as I've been doing it, is to help portray my understanding of God in a way. I'm not portraying God. I'm portraying my experience, my understanding with God in such a way that people are drawn to him. And it's done in such a simple way, or as simple as I can make it. I can be kind of convoluted at times, that people go like, oh, I get that. That makes sense. I understand that. That answers some questions for me. And God has placed something inside of me that what feeds and fuels me is when I watch somebody get it. And with all the baptisms we've had recently, people will come to me and say, I understand things differently now. I see things differently now. And there's something inside of me that comes alive, that I felt like I got to be a very small part of a process of their journey with other people, with the worship time, with testimonials or whatever, that something clicks and God feels approachable. It feels like God is someone who wants them to know him, and they're drawn toward him. And so that's the kind of conversation that I want to have this Sunday, when we're saying, I can't, but God can, as I understand him, is to know we're not having to have this pre-formed understanding of who God is. We have to have all the answers and all figured out. There's not a theology test at the end of our life. But we have this patient, loving Father sitting on the porch, waiting for us to say, I can't. And then just runs out to us. And so that's going to be an approach that we take in this series, in this Sunday, that God can, as a loving, patient, passionately for us God, who is willing to work with us as we try to figure out what it looks like to say, but God can. That's a lot of words, and I hope some of them connected with you as far as understanding who God is and how he wants us to approach him. Like I said, things are winding down because of summer. We're going to be going a little bit slower during the summer, but we've got a lot of things going on behind the scenes. Just stay in touch with us on Instagram, on Facebook, download the app. YouTube will post a lot of videos, so however you consume this, that's how you'll stay in touch with what's going on. And share this. There's people who aren't on social media that don't know what's going on, and this helps them. So, I got to get to work and things to do. That's it. It's going to be a good day. So, enjoy it. Take care, and we'll see you Sunday.